Hello, Cindy Walter, the Healthy Knitter, here with episode 38. So, thank you if this is your first time finding me, and welcome back for those of you that have been following this podcast. And I'm really working hard, doing a lot of YouTube watching myself. I actually have a book back there that I purchased on how to make these episodes better for you. And I'd love your feedback and comments. If you have any questions you'd like me to tackle or answer, put them in the comments below or shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to answer them in future episodes. But what I'm going to title this episode today is Knitting as a Self-Care Habit, and how you can bring that self-care into your routine every single day. I find I still use a paper planner. It's on my desk right back here. And of course, everything's online. I have my iCal, my Apple Calendar, and it syncs up, with all my devices. So everything's electronic, but there's something about a handwritten calendar. And when I want to make sure I devote time to something, it's got to go in that calendar. So every single day when I come to my desk in the morning, I have the same things. I have my prayer time. I get on LinkedIn and do my LinkedIn work. I do my numbers with my business. Tracking things that I do with my business each day. I do my Facebook birthdays. I just have a list of all these things I do. I allot time each day to exercise. It is an appointment I make with myself that I do not want to break. And self-care needs to be right up there as well. And if it's something that you find you're not making enough time for, then maybe it's something that you need to actually schedule time for. And for me, when I've been kind of blue this week. One of my daughters broke up with her boyfriend after 2.5 years, and she's pretty devastated. And it's really impacted me as her mom. One of my friends, Chris, used to say in our Bible study, "You're as happy as your saddest child." And oh, isn't that the truth? Those of you that are parents can probably relate. So I've cried along with her. I've been on the phone with her multiple times every single day, and I feel incredibly drained. I feel like for the last 3 days, I've been very unproductive. I've wanted to get this podcast done, but I wasn't mentally in the right place. And I just decided I'm going to do it today because if nothing else, maybe it'll cheer me up to do this and to, put my kind of servant's hat on to hopefully educate and inspire and encourage you. Oftentimes that makes me feel better when I do that. So hopefully that will be the case today. But I want to encourage you to make the time, and if you need to schedule it into your days, schedule it in. And for me, sometimes what I'll do is if I have tasks that I need to do for work that I'm procrastinating, maybe something most of my work I absolutely love to do, but there are certain things that, I have to do. It's part of the job. I have to do it. And so I will treat myself by allowing myself my self-care time, my knitting time once I achieve those tasks. So for me, that works. That's something you might be able to try. If you've got things you absolutely need to get done, do them and then block the next, 30 minutes, 60 minutes aside to be able to catch up on some knitting, start a new project, finish a project. So I want to encourage you with that. And then also things that could help too would be journaling. I took Ravelry seriously this year, and I've been putting everything in my Ravelry. Now, the notes aren't incredibly detailed, but every single project that I've done has gone in there with some notes, at least what yarn I'm using and a little bit of notes. My start date and finish dates might not always be 100% accurate, but for me, that's great. And I'm thinking as I continue on this journey in Ravelry that I could put a little more thought into my journal entry, my notes on, the project and what I loved about it. Like my victory cardigan. You guys have seen this. I've worn it. I've got the ribbon in it covering up all the stitches. I love it. So putting things like that in there and a little more detail, journaling and gratitude are also things that can just be really great for you to have as part of your self-care routine. All right. And I think that's really all I was going to say on that. I might interweave it in a little bit more as I go through a couple projects with you. I think another part of my little bit of a funk this week was I had a project that didn't work out so great for me. So let me get my projects ready so I can tell you about them. Where are we here? All right. I finished, this one went well and it's still wet, but this is my GoTo vest in the Blue Sky Fibers, and this is the Woodstock North and Gravel Road Super Bulky. And I did this one a little bit different. This one, it doesn't call for you to do anything on the sleeves. And so for the first two that I made, I just did a crochet ring around just to finish it off, and I liked that. But the vest that I was working on, that I'll show you next, by PetiteKnit, it had a ribbing finish, and I really liked it. And I had extra yarn, because if you remember, the holdup on this was I ran out of yarn at the neck. So I finished the neck, had extra yarn, so I thought I'm gonna go ahead and do some ribbing here, and I really do like the look. Now, one of them was smaller than the other. It was a little tighter, so I had to take it out and do it over again, but it's blocking nicely. It's still a little damp, but I really, really like it. I love the color. The size is great, and I'm really, really pleased with that. So I will probably have that on next time I do a podcast, just so you can see it on. And then I had this project that did not go so well. This is the Holiday Slipover by PetiteKnit, and I did this also in Blue Sky Fibers in Techno, and this color is Mellow, and I love the color. And pretty soon into this project, I realized that the neck was so small, I was afraid I wouldn't fit it over my head. And sure enough, I tried it on, and it was very, very snug. And I'd already gotten through quite a bit of it. And I thought, well, let me just go ahead and finish this out. I knew I'd have extra yarn, and I thought, hopefully it'll fit one of my daughters, and I can give it to them as a gift, and then I'll make another one for me. So I went ahead and finished it, and I'll show you. It's adorable. It is absolutely adorable. It's got a slip, or what do you call this, hem? I can't even think of it. Split hem, so it's a little bit longer in the back than in the front. Super soft, very light. The super bulky one is super heavy, so that is really warm, and I'm getting warm right now in my Victory cardigan from the Woolly Thistle. That yarn is incredibly warm, and it's a chilly day here today, so that's why I wore it to church. But this one is very light, and I love it, and it's got nice big armholes, and it's gorgeous. So long story short, I wanted to figure out the gauge issue on this, and I am absolutely floored, because I always tell you I'm a loose knitter, which I am, but I went and did the gauge swatching for this project, and I went up not one, not two, but I think 3 sizes in my needles, and I started my next one. And I probably will run out of yarn. I'm assuming maybe not, though. I have a lot left over. But here is the back. So it's bigger, looser. You can tell the neck is going to be just fine. I just started the front of it. So this, and the other one, like I could tell, I tried it on, and I should have just taken a picture of it to show you, because it literally came like this. Like it wouldn't even cover my top. This one's going to be fine. I actually went up a size. Instead of doing the 3rd size, I did the 4th size of this, and then I increased my needles, which now it's much better. But I couldn't believe this is the first project I'm actually successfully doing a gauge swatch on. And I know that's terrible, because I've been knitting for quite a while, but I never learned how to do that. And I was determined to figure out why that one was so crazy, because the PetiteKnit sweaters I've made before, I've never had gauge issues before. And with sweaters, I don't mind if something's a little bit big, but I've never had the issue of something being terribly small. So this one just threw me for a loop, and I needed to figure it out. So I actually played with the gauge. I casted it on 3 times with 3 different sets of needles to finally get it to where, and did swatching to get it to where I had the right gauge. So anyway, I'm excited to get this done and see the difference between the two, and then gift one. Hopefully it'll fit one of my daughters. But I was a little bummed about that, because of course, you know, it's time wasted. Well, it's not wasted. It's never wasted. I felt like it was time that I couldn't get back, you know, and I'm thinking, all right, just look at it differently. That might make a lovely gift for someone else, and you'll make someone else's day. So a couple other things, self-care wise, I'm seeing my flowers in the background here, and that just makes me so happy. I went outside, I picked daffodils and tulips for myself. We had gone out to dinner with some friends last night, so I brought some flowers over to my girlfriend Dana, made her day, and that's something that I do for myself. And then the other thing I did do, I've been wanting to do this forever. I bet you guys are thinking I'm so late to the boat on this one, but I made sourdough bread for the first time. My girlfriend brought over a starter on Friday, and she also brought me some yarn. Her daughter passed away with cancer, and it was just a very, very sad, tragic story. She had just gotten married. She was married for a year, and several years have gone by now. She started a foundation for her daughter and is doing great, great work. And she found a knitting bag that had a project that her daughter Hallie had started to knit. So she brought the yarn over to me, and I'm going to be tasked with doing something with it. I think what I'm going to do, it's only one big fluffy skein. I think I'm going to do some kind of a scarf or shawl with it. And Hallie had started to knit something with it, and I was going to take that out. And the more I thought about it, I thought, no, I'm going to do something with her knitting and incorporate it into whatever I make. So if you have any good ideas, definitely shoot it my way, but that's a project I'll be talking about on here. And when my friend Julie came over with that yarn, she also came with a starter for sourdough. And I don't have any of the tools for it. I didn't have the pan that you put it in. The name is even dropping me. I'm losing the name. Some kind of a roasting pan with a lid on it. Dutch oven. I didn't have a Dutch oven. So I actually just did it, and I made 2 loaves in regular loaf pans. But I started it on Friday, and then yesterday I did the pulling method, which is like a kneading method to it 4 times throughout the day, let it sit on the counter and rose overnight again, and then I stuck it in the oven after church today, and it didn't look great. I was really worried because it was sticky, but it tastes really good. I did just try it a little bit ago. So I'm excited about that. Want to do some more with that. But again, like sometimes you just need to think about what will make me happy. And I knew that getting some fresh flowers would make me happy. Making this bread, giving some to my neighbor, that's going to make me happy. So that's what I did. And some time doing what I love to do. So I started my second vest, and I've been working on that. And then the next project I'm getting ready to tackle is, this is my Crochet Park. This is the last kit that I have at home from Crochet Park. And I'm not going to buy any for a while, but I don't know if you can see that picture back here, but it's a granny square purse. And in the kit has these plastic mesh, I don't even know what you want to call them. There's canvas in here. There is all the yarn in here. Crochet hooks, little kind of like belt loops for the handles. They're in here. And then also there's a zipper to close it. So this looks a little complicated for the Crochet Park bags that I've done. The other ones didn't seem too complicated. This one does. So I just thought this might be a good week for me to tackle something a little new. These crochet bags just always are so cute. And that one I want to use for myself. I think it's darling. So that's going to be what I work on this week. And I think that is it. My next knit along, which I would love to invite you guys to, is Saturday the 19th. So this coming up Saturday from 10:30 to 12:30, I will put the Zoom link in the comments below. And I will also put all the things that I'm working on. I have not gotten back to that Bluebell short sweater with the Isager yarn, I think it's called. I've not gotten back to my cafe cable scarf and hat set. Kind of felt like putting that in the back burner for a bit. And I still have a pair of vanilla socks that I'm working on that I'm not showing you today because I haven't really made too much progress with those. But I'm excited about the knit along. Would love to have you guys join us for that. I will put all of my contact information. I have an e-card that will be in the description that you can click on, and it shows you how to connect with me on all the social media platforms. So if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, any of those. Also has my website on there if you're interested at all to learn more about my health and wellness products that I have available. Or if you just want a free consultation, there's a little button to click to do a free 15-minute health consultation if that's something you might be interested in. Other than that, I'd love to know what projects you're working on and how you are getting your knitting into your self-care routine. And hopefully I was able to give you maybe an idea or two that could help you take even better care of you. because when we take care of ourselves, we're better for everyone else in our lives. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.